I used to spend nearly $250 a month. That is $3,000 a year on coffee from Starbucks. And it wasn't good, I barely drank it, and it was such a time sink. So I said to myself, Kiva, for the next year, you're going to drink coffee at home every single day. And I can gladly say I only drank coffee out maybe 5 times that entire year. So this year I said, Kiva, you deserve a coffee bar, so let's set one up together. And I'm gonna walk through all of the coffee bar essentials so that it feels even better than going to a coffee shop. Now, I've had this machine for the past year when I've been on kind of like this coffee journey, and I really love it. I got it because it was like the best rated automatic coffee machine on like Consumer Reports, Wirecutter, Food and Wine. So basically I just looked up the data and everyone voted this is the best. And my sister-in-law actually got this before I did. I had coffee over there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a game changer. So when you're building your coffee bar, it's really important to think about placement. So for me, I really like to use this special water that I installed here actually for the baby for my coffee because it is like ultra purified water. So this means that I have to like descale and clean my coffee machine a lot less just because the water I'm putting in it is so good. So I want the coffee machine to be really close to this water so that it's easy to fill up the tank. And obviously this is called the Barista Touch because they have like all of these settings. So like this is my brother-in-law and he brings over his own beans like a weirdo and he has his whole setup. But we have our setup and then you can do like a latte, a flat white, cappuccino. But I will say there's a little bit of a learning curve here. You have to learn like the different grind settings, the different number of beans you should put in and things like that. So something people get wrong when designing any type of like styling in the kitchen is they forget to anchor it. And you want to put down an anchor. So in my case, I'm going to put down a little bit of a tray just so that it creates some contrast between the countertop and whatever it is you're designing with. Now I find that with like coffee, it's better to kind of decant stuff because you're not going to use it all at once. And if I don't see something when it comes to coffee, I don't use it. Like I used to buy all those fancy syrups, but I tuck them away in like a cabinet and then they just go bad and I forget about them. So I leave my brown sugar out, my beans out, all of that. I cannot tell you the number of times we've like accidentally ordered more beans because we didn't know they were there. So I just put like 2 or 3 days worth of beans here. They still stay fresh with this stopper. And then I leave the rest in the big can. Now I used to use just like this frothing container. I am not like huge on froth milk, so I will leave this over here, probably behind here, because my in-laws love it. They froth milk like it's their job, and like when they come I have to set out even more coffee beans. Like I just leave the whole bag. But for me, I just like to brew shots of espresso and then I'll just drink it either hot or over ice, but I don't need a frother. I just need something to catch my coffee. And I found this cute little glass one. It has all of the measurements on the side and I like this little wooden handle. I like the earthiness that this is kind of bringing to the kitchen, because I find that my kitchen is kind of lacking earthiness. It's very sterile, which I like. It works with my personality, but I think this is just like a cute little addition. And it does have that nice little pour spout. And honestly, making this coffee station is a part of me getting more organized. You can see here that this cabinet is a disaster. Stay tuned for the kitchen organization video. But right now I only own 2 mugs. So this one that I got from being on the Tamron Hall show. And this one that says deoxyribonucleic acid, okay? So love DNA. Shout out to DNA, but those mugs aren't really giving. And something about a big coffee cup just intimidates me. Like if you put coffee in a big cup, I'm not gonna drink it. And that's so wasteful. And the whole point of this is to not be wasteful. So I got some little espresso mugs. They have this like little wood rim on them. So you don't need like sleeves, so you can drink it hot without burning your hands. And I just got 2 of these. I don't need much more than that. Babe drinks coffee occasionally, but she drinks it out of a Stanley like a weirdo. So I'm just gonna put these here for myself when I'm in the mood for hot coffee. And then when it comes to cold coffee, I like to put things in a tumbler like this because this can travel with me, because I always drink my coffee when I'm taking babe to work or dropping the baby off at daycare. They just like complement the earthy vibe that I'm going for. And they are actually glass, so it's a nice little amber glass, and it fits into my car, which is really all I cared about. And they come with lids. They came with these little mesh straws, but I personally like glass straws because I think they're easier to clean and you never really have a mold problem. So I just took this little gray stopper off of my cup, and then I think it looks cute. And even if you're using an espresso, I think you should still have containers like this. They have these in like larger sizes. You can get any container, but I find that when you have those little risers, it just looks really visually busy because they tend to be see-through, or they just like bow a little bit. So I say you can put all of your pods in something like this, and then maybe you could label them if you wanted to for the different flavors, but you can see through and you can see all of the different flavors. I think this just looks a little bit more sophisticated. And if you're wondering why I added this rag here, whenever you brew coffee, especially when you're tamping, when you are like taking it out, you tend to get some debris on the countertop here. So every single coffee bar needs a nice little dish rag. You don't need to use a paper towel, use a dish rag. So I just have this dish rag here. I folded it so that you can see like the little fun design. And now the rag is always easily accessible, so you can do like a quick wipe up and kind of be on your way. And it's also super useful when you're frothing milk, because when you froth milk, the frother gets really, really dirty and you do need to wipe it off. This coffee machine will expel it, but you'll still have debris here, and so that you don't get a massive buildup, that's going to keep it looking really nice and clean. And if you don't use straws or anything like that, I think every good coffee bar can benefit from a little bit of greenery, whether it's real or faux. I think it just adds some liveliness, because a coffee bar is often in a corner. I think it just adds a little bit of spunk. These are kind of giving me like Horton Hears a Who vibe, and I love that. And I truly believe every coffee bar needs some type of coaster, just because when you're actually making the coffee, you tend to like bring the cup over here. You wouldn't make it on your coffee bar or something like that. So this is gonna stop you from like overheating your countertop or scratching it or anything like that. So just keep a clear coaster nearby, because I don't want it to like mess up the vibes of everything else, because obviously the point of this is aesthetics. And here's the final look at the coffee bar. It was super easy to set up, and it's gonna be very maintainable, which is what having a coffee bar is all about. I hope you're walking away from today's video feeling inspired to create your own coffee bar or tea bar or bar or whatever it is you enjoy. If you want to shop any of the products I shared in today's video, just click the links down in my description box, and I'd love it if you smash that subscribe button. But until next time, have a beautiful day.